Alright, today in Core 3, we looked at how to find inverse functions, and we're looking at this starting with linear functions, which are going to be the easiest. So, I'll just go ahead and go right into it. A linear function, as you should know, is of the form y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to pick a couple random numbers. This is the equation I used in class, 5 and 3 for m and b. Now, if this is my function, I want to find my inverse function. Now, there are two steps to this. Step number 1 is to swap the x and the y. Step number 2 is to solve for y. So I'm going to do minus 3. That gives me x minus 3 equals 5y. To get rid of the 5, I'm going to divide by 5, divide by 5. I have x minus 3 over 5 equals y. So my inverse function is y equals x minus 3 over 5. Now, these are called inverse functions because they do the opposite of each other. This one undoes this one, if you want to think about it that way, and we can use some proof to that. So I'm going to take the first one, and I'm going to pick a random number. I'm going to pick 13. Y equals 5 times 13 plus 3. 5 times 13 is 65, plus 3 is 68. Now, I'm going to take that number and plug it in to my inverse. Y equals 68 minus 3 over 5. 68 minus 3 is 65 over 5 equals 13, the number I started with. That's the proof that it works. If you don't get the number you start with, then your inverse function does not work. Let's look at one more example of one we did in the class. I had you guys do 5 on your own. Let's just take a look at one. Okay, this function, let's see, I'll choose the third one. Y equals negative 4 plus 5x. Step 1, switch the x and the y. X equals negative 4 plus 5y. Solve for y. Plus 4 plus 4. X plus 4 equals 5y. Divide by 5. Divide by 5. X plus 4 over 5 equals y. So my inverse function is y equals x plus 4 over 5. Now let's test it. Let's pick another random number. I'm going to go with 2.5. Let's make it a little tricky. Or not 2.5. How about, yeah, we'll go with 2.5. Y equals negative 4 plus 5 times 2.5. Okay. Negative 4 and then 5 times 2.5 is 12.5. Negative 4 plus 12.5 is 8.5. Now I'm going to plug that in to my inverse. 8.5 plus 4 over 5. 8 plus 5, or 8.5 plus 4 is 12.5 over 5 equals 2.5. Same number I started with, so we know it works. And that was the gist of today's practice. There were a few more practice problems I have you do. I'm just not going to go over them all in the video.